Okay, I am going to record when I do the transactions for Thursday, August 20th, 2026 in chapter 6 of QuickBooks. So we're going to start, and the first one says Andy Garcia's medium-sized dogs, Chester and Mandy. So we're going to do 2 dogs, and he's paying by check. So I'm going to say new, sales receipt. And the client is Andy Garcia, and he or she is not in there. I'm assuming that's a she. And so we're going to put the display name. And we're done because we're just adding the client. Now I need to add his first dog, Chester. So I do colon, and I put Chester, tab, and it opens up the new contact. And I'm going to put Chester right here in the display name. And the name to print on check is Andy Garcia. And Chester is a sub-client of Andy Garcia. And we're going to save Chester. I did it again. I have to do tab and then save Chester. And so we could see Chester's there, subclient of Andy Garcia. The sales receipt is 082026 tab. I'm going to go back and I'm going to copy this so I could always just paste the date. Andy paid by, let's see, check number 5848. And the first, and it says make sure that it's sales receipt 1036. That's correct. Service date. And the product is flea bath mini pet groom. And his dogs are medium. And we also need to do a flea bath. So I put the date, type in flea bath comes up. And we are done with Chester. So I'm going to say save and new. But we still need to do Mandy. So I open up Andy Garcia. And I put a colon because I need to add Mandy. And I hit tab and this opens up. So I'm going to put Mandy and erase that. And the name to print on checks is Andy Garcia. And Mandy is a sub-client of Andy Garcia. So we're done. We're going to say save. We just added Mandy. We have to put her services. So we have the right sales receipt, paid by check, and it was 5848. The service was the date, add the date, mini pet groom, and they are medium dogs. And also add the date, and we're going to put flea bath. So I type FL and I see flea bath comes up. And let's see, we are done. Mini pet groom and flea bath. Okay, so that's done. And I see that we're going to do another service. So I say save and new at the bottom. And the client is Lou Sinks. And Lou Loose Sinks isn't in the list, so we're going to add, and it's going to say Loose Sinks. And we're done. That's it. So we're adding Loose Sinks. We don't have any other information. And we are going to, let's see, Large Dog, Molly, Bath and Brush, paid cash. So here we're going to put cash, and we're going to put the date, and it's a bath and brush, and for a large dog, and I think that's it. Oh, no, I made a mistake. We only have Loose Sinks. We have to put Molly, so I'm glad I didn't save. I do a colon, and I type Molly. Now we're going to add Molly. So I take that off. I add Molly. Name to print on check is Loose Sinks. And Molly is a sub-client of Loose Sinks. Tab. And save. So now instead of Loose Sinks up in the top left, we have Molly. That's correct. And Loose Sinks. And we put the service. So we are done with Molly. Now we're going to do another sales receipt. So I'm going to say save and new. And so we're going to start with Mamie Saunders next. So I'm going to go here, see if Mamie is in here. Nope, no Mamie Saunders. So we're going to say add new. And then we're going to add Mamie to the client display name. And we are done adding the parent client. So we're going to say save. And now we have to add the dog. And the dog is named Sam. So we're going to add Sam, not Sam. But the name to print on checks is Mamie Saunders. And sub-client of Mamie Saunders. She's already in there. And Sam, Mamie Saunders. Yep, we're done. So I'm going to say save. So we're ready to add Sam's services. And it says Mamie paid by check number 4844. And the date was 8/20. Let's see. What did Mamie get? Full pet groom. That's all. And Mamie is large. So full pet groom. Mamie is large. And we're done. So let's see if we have another one. The next one, we're going to invoice Windermere because it says pay on account. Whenever you see that, you know you create an invoice because they didn't pay. Remember, a sales receipt is if they pay right on the spot, either by check or cash. So I'm going to say save and close. And I am going to add Windermere Kennels as a client. So I'm going to do it on the fly. So I'll say new invoice. Well, actually, I have to add her to the price rules. So, I'll add her I could add her as a client here, or it's Windermere Kennels, or here. I think I'll do it here. Clients, new client. So I did clients, new client, and the company name is Windermere Kennels. And they gave us the information. So let's see. They have the address. That's it. Just the address. So we don't have an email or a phone number. So we have to add the address. So we scroll down. And the address is 1717 South. Now do it exactly like they say, SO period. When you're doing it on a real job, you could put the address however you think is the right format. And then the city is Los Angeles. The state is California. The zip code is 90022. And is that it? Okay. So I think we need to say the terms, which is 15 days, but that's the default. But we'll just put it anyway. The default is 15, so we'll say net 15. And that's it. Because do you see it says pay in 15 days. So I'm going to say save. I just added the client. But they said, if you look, it says add the price rule for kennel clients. So we need to go into the kennel clients, which we already had set for Greenway, but we need to add Windermere Kennels. So the way that you do it is settings, which is gear. And we're going to go to all lists. And the price rules are in the all lists under products and services. So I guess we could have chosen products and services, but this is another way to do it. And I'm going to click on price rules. And we actually only have one, and it's called Kennel Clients. And we're going to edit it to add Windermere Kennels. So we could see that Greenway Kennels is already there, and you've been adding services for Greenway Kennels, but we're going to add a client. And the client is going to be Windermere. And that's it. So now when we do an invoice, it's going to use this rule. It's going to decrease their price by 10%. They get a discount of 10%. So I'm going to say save and close the rule. So we just edited the rule. And now we can invoice the client. So I go to new, and I'm going to go to invoice. I'm going to choose Windermere, and there it is. And it shows the address, shows the terms, shows the date. And so we're going to just add the service. And the service is 5 small dachshunds got a mini pet groom. So we're going to say, put the date. And it's a mini pet groom, and they're small. It's a small mini pet groom. And we have to change the quantity. The quantity is 1, but we're doing 5. So it automatically puts the rate because we had the rate in for mini pet groom, and it automatically assigned the discount. So it shows the total amount for the 5 dachshunds. So let's see. We're going to close because we're not doing another invoice. So I'm going to say save and close. Now we're going to do an expense, and it uses the debit card. So we're going to do new expense. And it's going to be, does it say puppy news magazine? And they're not in there, so we're going to add them. And the display will be puppy news magazine. This is a vendor because we're paying them. And we're going to say save. And we're going to pay with the debit card. So that means the account is the Los Angeles City Bank because that's a debit card. And what is the method? So I don't see debit here. So I'm actually going to look on the solution and see if they left it blank or if they added debit card. So I'm going to the solution guide, chapter 6, and it's going to be 820. I'm going to look for Control F as in find. I'm look for 820. And it's here, Thursday, 820. And we have to go down to, let's see, there's Windermere Kennels. Here we are. So, no, they left it blank. They're just going to put debit in the reference. Now, you could put debit here if you wanted to and debit there in real life, but that's the way that they're going to do it. So I'm going to go back and I'm just going to put debit here. And the category is, I'm going to start typing subscription and see what comes up. And dues and subscriptions comes up. And so I'm going to say 1 year subscription. And the amount is $24.95. And we're going to do another expense, but how are they going to do it? Debit card again. So we're going to say save and new. And we are buying room air fresheners. So and it's Office Plus. They're already in there. So I could choose them. It's LA's. I guess the default is LA City Credit Union, but we want LA City Bank. So you have to be careful. Today's date. Leave that blank, but put debit in the reference number. And now it memorized that it's office supplies because that's what it was the last time. So I'm going to leave it because that's right. However, the description is different. It is a room freshener, small van. And we're done. So I'm going to say save and close. And that's it for Thursday, 8/20. We don't have any check totals. We just go on to the next day in the next video. So that's it for August 20th, 2026.